are in listen-only mode.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining our January 2014 Education Hour to kick off the year. We're going to show you some things that are new in survey analytics today. And I'm going to go ahead and hand the mic over to Esther LaVielle, our VP of Client Services. She's going to go over what's new, and afterwards we will have a live Q&A session. So feel free to ask questions at any time during the presentation in the questions panel of GoToWebinar. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, Gina, for the introduction there. Again, my name is Esther LaVielle, and we're going to go ahead and get started with our very first education hour of the year. To give you a little bit of background, we started doing these last year, probably in the middle of Q1, and it's a 1-hour monthly overview, some tips and tools to make the usage of survey analytics more efficient and even fun to meet your research goals. This is also a place where we will be debuting some new items that we've been working on, and we meet every month, so you can join us, you can sign up. We'll send out slides and also a recording of this, so even if you can't make it in the future, definitely sign up. All clients of ours are welcome. So again, here we're debuting new products and services available to our current clients, and a lot of what we're going to be using for our education content this year is going to be driven a lot by what our current customers are wanting. We did send out a survey earlier in the year, and we got some really great feedback. So when it comes to wanting to learn more about tips and tools of how to implement new things to your current research goals, we're going to be addressing those. A lot of people talked about wanting to learn more about implementing a panel management solution as well as a mobile solution to your current online surveys. So we're going to be looking into putting together some really interesting content that will encapsulate an opportunity for you to deploy multi-deployment strategies, which I feel is going to be kind of the wave of the future. So on our agenda today, we're going to be focusing, specifically on what's cooking at Survey Analytics in 2014. I think it's an important thing to kind of set the precedence in terms of, where we're headed, and to make sure that our clients are, well informed as well as interested in seeing what we're going to do. And also, as a client, you have the right to decide whether or not this is where you want to take your research as well, or you can evaluate whether or not your research is going to fit this need or not. It's really up to you. So, this is why we do these things. We're also going to focus in on, the new tools that we've added recently on Survey Analytics. We're also going to look at what's new in Survey Analytics community and panel development, what's new in SURVEYPOCKET, some mobile development that we've been working on that we'd like to debut to you and re-talk about. And if we have some time, we'll do a demonstration overview of all these items and open up the floor to Q&A. The session is usually a little bit shorter than our standard webinars, but we do take the full hour in case we need to. So let's go ahead and get starting with what does Survey Analytics have cooking for 2014. Here's a picture of probably one of my favorite celebrity chefs. His name is David Chang. He has a lot of really great restaurants in the New York City area, and if you have Netflix, I would definitely recommend checking out his show called Mind of a Chef. And not only is he a great chef, but he's also very innovative in terms of combining scientific research with the kind of food that he does, and it's really amazing. And I would like to think that Survey Analytics is on the cutting edge of research technology, and so I kind of feel like we can line ourselves up with someone like David Chang. So, exactly what's cooking here, we're seeing a lot of changes in the market research vendor industry, specifically with technology making over a lot of different things. Social media is now an integral part of research. You can't be a market researcher and not know anything about social media. It's got to be a part of it now in terms of being able to reach out to your customer base, to be able to communicate to them. Marketing. Usually, people in marketing think it's all about social media, but also market research is a big part of with social media research these days. So that's why I wanted to bring that up. We're also looking at different changes and also improvements in data collection. So, replacing the paper and pen and doing online, offline survey tools using tablets or iPads. We're seeing more people jumping into mobile research. And also, we've noticed a huge sample explosion the last probably 6 years. Whether or not you are looking to purchase sample from third-party panel providers, or if you're looking to bring it in-house and build your own niche online community or mobile community, we're seeing a huge growth in this area. So that is something very exciting to consider. Other things we're also noticing is that we're seeing creation of new research roles. IT is now a huge part of market research, and we're seeing them working a lot closer together, especially as the research departments and research firms are using more and more technology to help meet your research needs for the year. We're also seeing that there's a lot of enhanced data analytic tools and reporting options. Here's a great picture of one of our tools called Second Prism, in which you can, download the data that you would need and then be able to slice and dice on the fly, either online or on your tablets or your mobile phones, right in the middle of a meeting. And so we're seeing that people want to be able to you know, dissect their data more and more these days. And so, as a result, a lot of companies are heavily investing into analytics, including ourselves. And the last thing we're noticing is that big data is really popular right now. A lot of people are talking about it, and they're looking to use the big data for increased analysis and more options in terms of growing and making some market decisions. So a lot of historical data is being stored in a way and also used for analytics. So those are the major technology makeover changes that we're seeing that are really influencing market research. And as a result, of us analyzing these things, we've got a lot of really great, big and fun changes that are coming to you from us. So exactly what's cooking here. The very first thing I want to say is that, I know that each account or each client of ours has a dedicated account manager. I'm a dedicated account manager to about 46 clients myself, but we're no longer called account managers. We're going to be called the customer success team. And the reason for that is because we want to be more than just your software vendors. We want to partner with you to ensure customer success for all your research goals in 2014 and beyond. We're looking to be more than just someone that you use, but rather, someone that you can talk to. I mean, we are real people, and we do, we really enjoy seeing the successful research projects that you're running, and so, we want to be here for you to be able to pick our brains and you can talk to us. So in a way, we're still account managers, but we want to morph into something a little bit more. So we're talking about, consulting. We're talking about, looking beyond what we currently have. What are the bigger things that you guys are looking for? We want to be there toe to toe and be able to go back and forth about these big dreams that you have and be able to bring that to reality and bring it to fruition. And so you're going to be seeing our marketing department as well as all of our customer success team members really pushing this the next in the quarter one and quarter two. So again, we're rebranding ourselves as customer success team. The other thing we're also doing is, we're taking away the word support and we're going to be rebranding our support team as iSupport. So, everyone talks about iPads, I this, I that, but I figured it'd be really fun to just kind of rebrand them as iSupport. We have a wonderful team, and they are very technically savvy. They know the tool probably better than I do. And in addition to that, they're available to all of our clients 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. And you can reach them, at the link that I have posted here, through chat and email. They've got really great turnaround time, and they are they're there to help you. And their technical capabilities go from scripting on JavaScript or Velocity script to survey troubleshooting, analyzing any issues with deployment. We also look at API integration, Salesforce integration, and also we have a team which specializes in CSS enhancements and so much more. And we want to let you know that this is available to all of our clients, and oftentimes you'll notice that with our dedicated account managers or customer success team, we will match you up with a support member that you can reach out to directly, to handle any technical issues that your customer success team member can't get to in a timely manner. So we can ensure that we are there for you to help with, meeting your deadlines, especially when it comes to deployment and analysis and getting your reports and presentations to where you need to go. What are some other things that are coming? I wanted to take a picture of a big, huge wave, and just kind of seeing, we're riding a huge wave of other things. One of the biggest things that we're really wanting to focus in on, especially with our customers, is to break any barriers of adaptation. So whether or not you're still doing online surveys, but you're considering some things, we want to make sure that it's easy for you to get started on these new ideas and new deployment strategies. And so we're going to be focusing, again, like I said earlier, on developing a multi-deployment strategy and adoption strategies, and we want to make it easy for you. So as a customer success team member, we're here to help educate you as well as talk to you about things that would work, specifically in your industry, specifically what works with your clients and your respondent members. These are things that, are really going to help you when it comes to, overcoming some of those barriers of adaptation. The other thing we're also going to be doing is we're going to be investing a lot more in analytics. If you have not noticed, we have added some dashboard reports, custom dashboards, and a lot of on-the-fly filtering and data analysis that you can do right away, as well as interactive charts and everything as well. And we're going to be adding even more. And I hope that excites you. In addition, we're still going to be maintaining, everything that we've had before. So in terms of exporting the data, in terms of getting data into SPSS, SQL, we've got all that as well. And we're also going to be investing a lot more into API integration and integration in general. So that will help you with collecting the data and moving it to where you would need to go in order to further analyze your data, and make it more beautiful and sharing it with others. We're also going to be investing into more mobile capabilities. We are seeing in our tracking, if you notice on your dashboard reports, how many people are actually taking surveys online versus their mobile or tablets. Those are things that you may want to take a look at on your own. And we're seeing that more and more people, are surfing the web and they're taking the surveys on there. And if you don't know already, a lot of your surveys are mobile capable. So even if you programmed it for an online usage, and if you clicked on it through your email, you can still take the survey on your phone and it's compatible on there. So we're going to be investing more into the UI, the look and feel. We've got different applications that are out there, such as Survey Swipe, and so those are things that we're going to be investing more into. So I hope that that's going to be exciting for you. And some of the really cool things we're doing is, such as iBeacon. You might be noticing that there are beacons in stores now that want to track where you're walking to, and where you're shopping and how long you're staying in a particular place and what items you're looking at. Those are things that we're implementing into our software as we speak as well. We're also going to be adding more text analytics and social media analytics. So what that means is that when you are collecting open-ended, excuse me, open-ended text or social media analytics, we're going to be able to review those in a way that you never had before. And so having it all in one area as a one-stop shop, especially with analytics, is going to really bring a nice picture full circle for you, especially with open-ended text. And so that's going to be very interesting to see. And I expect those things to be happening around Q2, Q3, and we're heavily developing that as we speak. We're also going to be expanding our panel, our DIY community capabilities. So if you joined us yesterday for our panel or community management solution webinar, you can see that we've got a very interesting niche in which you can get started in building your own community in home. And also with that, we're going to be adding some new template options that you don't require to have your template, but you can integrate with your site and still collect the data that you would need. It's going to be a lot of really interesting things. I'm looking forward to breaking down more barriers of entry, so you can have more customized looks and feels, especially for different clients you're working for or for your own company. So that's what's going to be happening. And of course, the very last thing is we are going to continue to maintain and improve the online survey program. So we've done a lot of things in terms of making, adding survey questions, editing, logic, those kinds of things. We're never going to stop maintaining, and we're never going to stop improving that. We do know that among our competition, we do, it's very fierce, especially with the whole process of putting together a survey. So you're going to be seeing some very interesting and more complex logic available that you can self-program, a lot more template options in terms of the UI, the look and feel that respondents are using, as well as finish options. We're going to be adding some other options in which you can do a lot more than just sending them to a thank you page. So it's going to be very interesting as we roll those out in Q2 and Q3. So definitely come to Education Hour. You'll see a lot more things that we're going to be showing that are going to encapsulate everything I just talked about here. So let's go ahead and jump into what Survey Analytics has right now that's pretty new. The very first thing that we're doing is text analysis clustering. And basically it gives you an opportunity to automatically text mine a lot of the open-ended comments and items that you're getting from your respondents. So it'll automate any of the text tagging options by setting up keywords or tags, and it'll save you some time and increase your efficiency when analyzing your open-ended text. And it's available for all standard open-ended text question types and dynamic comment logic as well. And so to set that up, the first thing you'd want to do is go to your analytic options and click on text analytics and set up a new tag, which you see. The second thing you'll want to do is set up your tags here. I've got different store names and whatnot, and then you want to start your auto tagging. And so the system now, instead of having to manually go in and tag everything, we're going to tag it for you based off of the keywords that you put in. So that's going to really save you a lot of time. After that, what you'd want to do is go ahead and review your tags. These are things that have been automatically tagged based off of the names I put in. And you can review them, and you can also manually edit them if you need as well. So once you do that, go ahead and view click charts, and what you'll do is you'll be able to see a overall pie chart of the items that have been tagged automatically so far. And you can go back and click and save and print out this page as well. Other things you also see is the view response count print. So You can go in here and you can see how many responses, and you can also take the response counts for tags and print out and use it for your presentations. So again, definitely take a peek at this. It's not any different than our text categorization tool that we had before. It's just a matter of just running the automated stuff. If you still prefer to do it manually because you only want like a small segment of your comments to be tagged, then you can also do that as well. So there's still some flexibility. Some other things we've also added here is that we've also enhanced our dashboard license. And these are for users who only need access to the analytics of a shared folder. And so these are not for people that need to go in and edit the surveys and work with you directly to make changes and whatnot or deploy it. This is for those who just need access. So in the case for some of my clients, either they are sharing it with their external clients, and if they're hands-on people, then they can go in and download the data, view it at any time in real time. So that's really nice. Or they use it, in-house. So if they want to give it to their board directors, or they have, an operations manager that they're working with, or their boss, and they want to make sure to have a hand on what's happening in the research department, getting them a dashboard license is going to really help with just, staying on top of everything in real time. Again, it's useful to work with hands-on clients. We've also enhanced the analytic dashboard reports, and you'll also be able to access the conjoint analysis tool and market simulator. We used to not have that, and so now if you do have clients that do want to review the conjoint data and also run their own segment simulator tool, then we have that now, which is really great. It also allows you to schedule reports for auto sending to dashboard users. So in the past, if you didn't have a dashboard, you had to send it to yourself, review it, and then send it off manually. But this time, you can just skip that whole part and just go ahead and pick those people that have dashboards and send everything to them directly if you need to. And then there's a start and end date on it as well. So other things you can also do is, again, they don't have access to edit or add anything to the surveys or change any deployment options. So even if they went in and slice and dice the data, they can't delete it, they can't do anything to it. So, it keeps the security and data integrity intact. And so if you're interested in your dashboards, make sure to contact your customer success team member for some pricing options. We have pricing, starts off at $500, but if you're buying some bulk licenses, we do offer some really great prices on that as well. So this is just a really basic overview of all of the options that you're going to see in the dashboard. So basically everything that you see under the analytics tab, the dashboard is going to have access to as well. So we were talking about, the options to download their own raw data, to running their own dashboards, to doing conjoint analysis. I mean, all of that is there. Here's again an option for data export. I hope that's going to be exciting and interesting for you guys. Let's go ahead and talk about what's new in panel, or our community management solution. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. We've got a community health tool. We call it the PhD. And basically it gives you an opportunity to do some side-by-side profiling information with your survey data, and it offers additional insight and possible changes in response rates based on the health of your data or community. It also offers measurements to determine if you need to make any changes to any panel recruitment and or management strategies. So what that will do is it'll give you a good idea in terms of, who in your system or who in your community is worth keeping, and maybe who are some, groups of people that, might not fit what you're looking for in a panel. And so you need to make some changes so you can get more people of who you like. It also allows you to drill down to specific panelists or community members and view their history of surveys taken as well. So this is what a typical health dashboard would look like. So you just go into your panel and go to data analytics, and then we can break down some of the items that you'll see here. So that includes, lifetime attrition, activity, participation, and acquisition. And let's go ahead and break those down a little bit. So the first one here is lifetime attrition. And basically, this is a chart that displays the community members who have dropped out of the community over a period of time, whether it's weekly or monthly or annual, or in by status, whether or not they unsubscribe, bounce, or spam. So that gives you an opportunity to go back, and if you decide, that you might need some additional people, or if there's, people that have changed their email and you want to try to find them again, you have an opportunity to drill down and target who those people are and see if you can reach out to them and maintain the panel. The other thing we also have is the activity graph here, which charts basically displays how the active verified community members have been over a period of time. Whether or not it's in weekly, monthly, or yearly, what source they came from, as well as if it's from the web, from a survey, from mobiles, from referrals, from social media. We can track that for you. You also can view this chart, and can be defined by some sample filters to help evaluate the activity of defined community segments. So if you want to analyze men versus women, or different age groups, so you can target, particular groups if you're lacking in particular areas. These are things that you can use to get yourself there. The next one we have is participation rates. And basically, this is a visual gauge that displays the total verified community members who have received a survey invitation and viewed the first page of the survey. It also gives you an overview or analysis of all the deployed survey invitations. And you can also filter it by, weekly, monthly, and yearly. And you can also view by defined sample filters, helping to evaluate the participation rates of defined community segments. So you'll target into, what's been, what's the acquisition, what's the attrition rates, and what's your participation rates. The next thing that we also added for panel are badges. And basically, badges can give people opportunities to earn something more than just points. And this, and basically, community members can earn badges for activities, experiences, and user roles. And they're basically unlocked with respect to member engagement in the community. So let's go ahead and break down some of these here. So the first one is the Points Bandit. The Points Bandit has achieved 1,000 points by participating in our fascinating research studies. We also have, this is kind of backwards here, but this is the community leader one. And basically, they have participated in a discussion as well as posted questions to the community. And so we're noting who are the active people in your community in case you need to target them. We also have lifetime achievement badges. So if you have people that have been with you for over a year, you want to acknowledge and appreciate who they are, give them a badge for being a part of the community. Profile verified means that you're glad to know that you know who you are, and also get ready for surveys tailored just for yourself. And the last one here is the Wi-Fi, and basically this marks anyone who downloaded the Survey Swipe application, which is the mobile panel or the mobile community application, and they're ready to take the survey on the go. So if you have a community that is both online and a mix of mobile, and you want to target people who are mobile, then you can simply do that by doing a search for this type of badge and target them for some very particular surveys. So it's very interesting, and I highly recommend taking a peek at that as well. And as we continue to build onto badges, we're going to be adding even more as we go along. So that's going to be pretty fun. Let's go ahead and check out what's new on SurveyPocket. We've been making a lot of changes here. So if you are someone who is deploying or planning to deploy surveys in the field and replacing that pen and paper with some of our tablet products like SurveyPocket, we've got a lot of really great things in store for you. The very first thing that we have is that we now support multiple questions on a screen. So this was a huge thing that a lot of people had asked for. So now we can do that. So whether you're looking to support a matrix table with a follow-up comment box below or anything like that, we've got you covered. So that's pretty nice. So here's the next couple examples of that, and you can see um, all of the question types that we have that was supported on a single page is also now supported on multiple pages as well. The other thing that we also have now is that you can now do a white label solution. You can now customize the look and feel of your offline tool, and that option includes the opportunity to even go out and create your very own application. So if you're not interested in having people download the SurveyPocket app and you want your very own app and go out there and sell your projects to people, then you can go ahead and rebrand that to your company or your firm, and go out there and say, we've got this offline tool that we're using for surveys, and as part of the license we do enhance and maintain it based off of the things that we are doing in SurveyPocket in general. So we build all those costs into your white label solution. So that's pretty nice. So when we talk about doing white label or branded solutions, there's different layers and levels of that. So whether or not you're just interested in doing something simple with a background, or if you want to go as far as creating your own app, there's a lot of different things that you can do. So if you're interested in this, definitely talk to your customer success um, manager, and we can help you, decide what's going to be best for you. Some other things we have also included, here's another example of a white label option, is that we've also added a dashboard report. And basically you just enable that inside your account. And what that allows you to do is it'll allow you to go back to surveys that are unfinished, and you can finish surveys where you left off. And so you can go inside, review your response viewers. So if you have anything that's incomplete, you can go in there and find out who that person is and finish taking the survey. This has been really helpful, especially for those who are at conferences and they have someone that temporarily got pulled away, but they do want to come back and finish a survey. Then you can go ahead and continue your relationship and have them finish up the survey so you can ensure you get the data that you need. And let's go ahead and take a peek over at what's new in mobile. So basically in mobile, we're really spending a lot of time in a tool that we've enhanced as part of the Survey Swipe tool, which is called Life Metrics. And basically this is a passive survey data collection tool, and it's available on Survey Swipe. And some things that you can ask is like, what are people running while they're shopping in terms of apps? What are other apps that they're running while they're walking around a mall or something? We want to know that. It's available, Life Metrics and Survey Swipe is available on all smartphone tools, and it gives you an opportunity to collect, data from, accelerometers to SSIDs and more. And respondents must opt in to participate. So we're not going to be collecting data unless they want to share that with us. So that's one thing that's really nice. And here's some pictures here. So this guy obviously is probably taking a picture of himself and fixing his hair, and so maybe he's running his camera while he's shopping at the mall. And that's something that we'd want to know about. And is he taking pictures? What is he doing? We don't take the pictures and collect it for you, but we do tell you what apps they're running. And again, respondents have to opt in. This is the whole option of the things that we're collecting. So we're talking about GPS information, battery life. if they're on 3G, 4G, what kind of Wi-Fi they're on, is there retina display, what IP address they're on. These are all different things, and when you're talking about technology, um, and you're collecting data, there are certain things that can possibly change the way that, the data is being collected or the answers that they're giving to you that are outside of just what survey you're programming. And so as a result, Life Metrics was born so you can take a look at some of this passive data alongside the data that you've received. Again, with that, raw data is available on the app, and it's also available to plug into like Second Prism reporting app as well. Here's an example of the opt-in to participate. So in order for you to even get into this, you have to opt in. If you don't opt in, we're not going to be collecting the data. So if you have a mobile panel of 5,000 people, and of the 5,000 people, maybe you'll have 1,000 people that will opt in, realistically. And even though it's not the biggest number, you're still going to be collecting some very interesting data. And as more and more people get comfortable with the idea of passive data collection, we're going to see that number increase as we go along. And here again is just an example of some raw data available that you can plug into tools such as Second Prism. So now that we have a little bit of time, we can go into a quick live demo. But before I do that, I wanted to jump in and kind of talk about some special pricing available for our current customers. So we keep pushing this for a lot of our education hour stuff, but I think it's something that is worth talking about. So if you see any tools and items that you're interested in, definitely reach out to your customer success team members or your sales rep and ask them about discounts available for adding on a mobile solution or a panel solution or a community solution. And if you're interested in white labeling, we've got a really great special going on, 15% off white labeling. So if you're really interested in rebranding your surveys, particularly for yourself, we can discuss at what level you want to white label it, how far you want to take it, and we can give you a great rate on that as well. So again, make sure to mention that you attended the education hour and you qualify for that. So let's go ahead and jump over and check out some of the items that we have. So once again, this is an example of an education hour feedback tool that I got from some people. And so we've got a lot of people from all over the world taking the survey, and these are the different browsers we took, the operating system they were on, and then you can also filter your dashboards here by questions, time, and variables as well. So this is really interesting off the cusp. And then if you want to scroll down to your text analytics and do the clustering, you'll be under text analytics here, and then you can create some new tags. So once you set that up, you can go ahead and save that, and then it'll go in and tag everything, and then you can view and start your auto tag and see what that goes on. So I should have probably set up a second tag as well, and so that will automatically tag the items that of people, and then once you have that, you can review a chart of the items and also review anything that how many people have fit that as well. So these are the charts that you can use. You can go ahead and download and print if you like. You can add another tag and restart the tag and auto tag that again, and also edit and download the data here as well. It's available in both Excel and SPSS. So that's one of the items. And then if you'd like to go into some dashboards, I'm not sure if you know this, but you can also log into your dashboards by going into your multi-user admin, and then you can scroll down and you can view your dashboards inside here. And then you can log in as a user and you can see what folders have been shared, and then from there basically anything that you see underneath the analytics tab, they're not going to have access to the first three tabs here, but they'll have access to strictly the analytics tab, which is more than enough. It's got a lot of options inside here and they can pretty much do everything that you can do under analytics. So if you need some dashboards, let us know. And so that's what we have there. And if you want to check out some panel information, then you can go into some of your panel. I'm going to just scroll down to one of my panels here, and then you can look at data analytics and your panel health dashboard or your PhD and see how healthy your profiles are as well. And generally, typically, what is your gender? You can change the charts if you like. So it's very interactive, which I really like. And then you can change the time period and also download your options as well. So take a look at that if you have panel or you're thinking about it. I think everyone has the option. If you don't have panel, you can build one up to like 10 people in case, just to get started, get a good look and feel of it as well. So take a look at that. And then of course, anything that we have in mobile. If you need to go in and make changes in terms of, branding, changing your device, your themes, we've got a lot of different options that you can go in and do these days. Your sync options as well. So that's just a really quick live demo of everything we've got. And definitely use the slides that we're going to be sending out to go back and review some of the things. And as we continue in 2004, we're going to be covering a lot of the items that we've kind of talked about as a preview on the Big Waves page. So I'm going to just open up the floor now to see if there's any questions. Gina, do you know if there's any questions from the audience today?
No, there currently have not been any questions. We've gotten some feedback that the dashboard views were liked. But does anyone have any questions for Esther while we have her on the line?
And if you don't have questions now, that's no problem. Just feel free to reach out to your dedicated customer success team member. I'm still having a hard time trying to say that, but definitely reach out to us. We love to hear from you. And if you hear more from us, I mean, why. It's because we're now wanting to be more than just a vendor. We definitely want to be your partner. So let's go ahead and conclude our presentation for today. Gina, thank you so much for hosting this, and we look forward to having you on our next education hour in February. So thank you everyone for attending and have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.